Welcome Ji. Today I am going to discuss one API of the Java util package. That is the utility method, you can say. Here I am going to discuss collectors, Java collectors, and here uh, we are going to demonstrate with one example which help you to understood in which place and how collectors we are using. So my example would be, let's take example of, we have, let's keep list of employee. We have a list of employee. We have to print uh, print out print out all the employee name which salary is greater than 2000. That's okay. And in, we have the one condition, we have to print out all the employee name with comma separated value, with comma with comma separated value. So here let's think how we are writing. Let's first time write one. First time write one employee class, employee class. Second I write im, imperative imperative way to uh, solve solve the issue, solve the problem. Imperative. And then third I will write same code, same in functional style. Functional style of, wait, of the way. So let's keep us. We can write class in a simple class manner as well as, but from Java 40 onward, we have a very simplified version of a class you can write. So we are going to simply write a record emp, and now we are let's key. We have a kind of name. One attribute take a name, another attribute take a salary. Okay, and each employee have a ID. Now these are the okay. So this is the simplest way to write classes in after JDK 14. So this is the simplest way. This record class is complete class which have these three attribute and each have a segregator and all the constructors. This is the you can say this record class is responsible to create a POJO class, yeah, employee class which is immutable. Each and everything by default will be the final. It whenever we are going to create the object of employee class, that would be immutable. Let's give I am creating a class list of employee. So we have a list of employee. You can say new employee ID1 name Sham and Shelly 1000. Okay, this is the one employee, and here you can write another employee to Jerry Shelly. Let's get 2000. Here I am writing another employee. Let's employee third name Jack Jack and his salary is the 3000. Okay, similarly in employee. Okay, here employee list. So here our task is to print out all the names. So in simplest way, if you want to print all the name, just you write for loop as your employee colon you can say dot your list of collections of this and simply check if employee dot salary greater than let's key 1000. Okay, 2000 and then we have to print a print employee dot name. Okay, let's see we have created one more object which is greater than 2000. Let's see here his salary is the 4000, name is a park and his employee is the 4. So if we are running this program, we notice that we are successfully printed these two employee which salary is the greater than 2000, but our problem is print out the employee name with a comma separated value. So I'll do so suddenly we have a name, just print here and you can place comma. Okay, and if you notice if I run this program, we are able to achieve, but here our list of employees with comma separated value. This is first Jack comma separated value, second Park comma separated value, but after that there is no any name. So why this comma here? So this is unnecessary thing. So we had if someone say, oh, your QA say I don't need this comma separated value. We have one two names Jack and Park would be sufficient. Don't need a comma. We have to remove it. So you suddenly think how I am going to remove this comma value from this list. So one answer would be you have to find out some conditions. If the employee list is the end and after that you have not any value, then you separately remove this if else conditions you can apply here. So let's write those kits. So instead of writing, I'm going to write for let's key index I equal to 0 semicolon employee list your I less than dot size semicolon I plus plus, and now you have a control. Let's key if we have written if first we have to retrieve the employee dot get your first index and your employee, then you check employee dot salary greater than 2000, then we'll do here we have to check if our I equal to, you can say, empty employee list dot size minus 1, then this is the end element, as this is the not end element, means here you are just writing the like this way, and here you are not writing this comma separated value. Okay, now this way you are able to complete this logic, and if you run this program you notice that we are okay. What are the, sorry, here the e not employee, uh, a shout, here is, sorry, here is the your employee object. Okay, now if I run this program, we notice that it should works. Yes, now we notice that we have printed here. Why two times same cherry pack? What? Oh, sorry, greater than 2000. Okay, and if you again run it, now you have here you notice that we are able to successfully remove this comma. So you think for just removing one line, one dot, one comma from our output, we have to write this code into this format. We have to iterate one by one element, get one employee and check salary greater than 0, and again check if we are in the last positions, then don't add comma here. If we are not last element, then on each employee we have to append this. So these are the imperative style code where each and every steps I have to inform compiler कि you have to do, not how to do, but how. Instead of saying I want to print all the employee name with the comma separated value, but how we are achieve it, this also here explain. Number one steps, say retrieve one employee and check employee salary greater than 200. Then we have some again logic. If the index is in last position, don't add comma separated value. If index is otherwise all the elements should be earlier than your last element, then we have to add comma separated value. Now in this way we are able to achieve our goal. So this is your imperative style of writing a code. Here each and every steps we have to inform compiler your JVM, you have to do these activities and JVM perform those. Now we are adding the same algorithm in our functional style code which Java from Java 8 onward supports. Now I'm writing the same code. Let's here I have to print all the name, so just print all the name. What do you need? We have a employee list, just a stream. Stream is a one API which allow to provide one element, one by one element to all. And after that, we have second statement, filter. Filter, we have to filter out which salary is greater than only. So I have to dot filter employee if employee dot salary greater than 2000, and after that we have to take what, we have to retrieve only the name. So we have to map transfer from per employee object to the only name. After that we have to collect all the names. We have a collect, and now collect have some collectors utility method, collect dot join. Now we have to join with a which value, comma separated value. Now your code is done. Let's run it. It's working or not. Now you notice that same line which our imperative style code say, the same logic which our functional style code say. Now let's understood the way we are writing code here. Here, what our problem statement to print out all the employee name with comma separated value. Here we have just print out all the employee name with a comma separated value. Condition, employee which salary greater than 20,000, which salary greater than 20,000. That means I am streaming one element by one, filtering all the all the employee greater than 2000, and getting only names, retrieving only names. After that, joining all the names with a comma separated value. Here we are just reading problem statement, what we want to do. Not here we only what we want to do, not how to do, not how to do. This is the functional programming basic principle. Here we have to only say I want all the employee with salary greater than 20,000, 2000, and retrieve only names, and after that collect all the names and join with the comma separated value. I am not saying how comma we read, it is add and end or first conditions. If you have a condition apply, here you look. Each and every step we have to inform. We have to update our JVM. They have to do only this way. So this is the one kind of a benefit we are achieving from the functional style of code. That means in functional style of code, we only focusing what part, what we have to do, not how part, how we'll do. This is the approach or your functional programming support. But in the case of imperative style of code, we have to inform what plus how. Both things we have to here take care and inform. In this way we can achieve. So if uh, this code is so concise and you can say readable, streaming all the employee, filtering say greater than 20,000, take only name and collect all the names and join with a comma separated value. Just like the problem statement you are reading, not any loop, not any variable, not any assignment, not any condition checks. Each and every will be taken care by your JVM. In this imperative style of code, we have to take, I am going to retrieve this list from 0 to I plus plus, sorry, and condition I'm only less than 0, not from sorry, not from less than or equal to. We have to think here I'm going to the equal to or less than. Again, next I'm going to retrieving one element from list, and again check employee salary. It's greater than, less than. We have to apply some condition. We have to check if less than equal to size r minus 1. No, only size r minus 1. We have to think again. You have to write this code here or here. In each and every steps we have to take some decision and write correct code on which way we can achieve our problem and target. That kind of hurdles, that kind of complexity, functional programming help out each all these steps. JVM have enough intelligence they can do. Just you write a code in that manner, they can understood what you want. And after that, how will do compiler automatic do for you? JVM itself do for you. Not each and every steps developer have to do. So functional programming promotes a higher level of abstraction. Higher level of abstraction. Okay, so we have to as whenever we are writing code, if think we are able to write the kind of code in functional style, if yes, we can promote here. Not only your code is concise, not only your code is small, but you can get another benefit as well. As here your, if you look like this code is not work same as in multi-thread environment that's work in a single thread environment. In single thread environment, its code work fine for all the iteration. But in the case of multi-threaded environment, this is a problematic. This is a problematic code. We have to think. Here we are doing I plus plus increment operator. Each thread have a different context. Each thread have a different execution path. Might be problem chance कि some shared variables, shared threads are doing some works. But if you looking this code, functional style code, you are getting this benefit automatic. This code is pure immutable. Immutable. Here you are not mutating any variable, anything. We are just reading. Read is by default thread set. We are not any mutating. Here we are mutating. We are mutating. Here assigning value. Here assigning value. Here checking condition. Here we are not doing any assignment. Here we are not doing any plus minus increment decrement operator. So our code is written pure immutables and assignmentless and mutationless. When your code is immutables, they can easily become candidate for your multi-threading environment. And this code is easily become candidate for multi-threading environment. Just take one liner of steps, put here parallel stream. Instead of stream, apply parallel stream. And now your code run in multi-threaded environments. You are here the same code is not eligible for the multi-threaded environment. But here the same line of code is eligible for a single threaded application as well as a multi-threaded environment. So when we are writing code in functional style way, functional programming style, man, that means we are writing code is immutable. We are avoiding mutate any state, any variable, any assignment. If such kind of code you have written, that code is eligible for the multi-threaded environment and you are getting a benefit. So by default from Java 8 onward, Java emphasize if possible developer can write the code in this fashion. Hmm. Avoid writing this. But Java is not like a language which usually come with a new feature and discard old one. Java support backward compatibility. They support this code imperative style. They support functional programming concept as well as. So we have to choose which flavor we are going to opt. Whenever we are writing a code, we are learning, and while learning, you have to learn the new thing which are developing, which are coming in the future. So in future, all kind of development come with a concise code, immutable codes, so that they run on the different codes, different threads, and so that your application is so responsive. So for that purpose, Java come up with these flavors. We have adopt this. Generally, as a developer, we are writing code. Whenever we got to get a chance, you think, can I write this same code in assignment less, notation less? If yes, you should try to write code without assignment, without any operation plus minus addition modification. That it's help to achieve greater benefit in the performance in the case of multi-threaded environments. Hope it is useful and now you are able to understood how we can use one of the very nice feature of collect function. Collect function is responsible to collecting the object. Which kind of object they are collecting? They are collecting object of this transfer function from employee to name. And after collecting, they have a provide some kind of utility method. Collectors is the one of a class. They have provide multiple utility methods. We in coming future video, I'll try to cover one more method advertise. So here I'm discussing here joining function. Joining function just take which kind of separator you want to use here. I am saying here I want to use the comma as a value separator value, just joining these two names and with a comma separator value. Here you can pass any separator which you want, and the join function take care of plus 8 yeah minus doing the comma separated value. So this collectors return the complete value which you want. So first we have here use filter function to filtering out the employee which we don't want, and second we have is map function. Map function is responsible to converting employee object to your name of string object, from employee object to string object. Here transformation from one object to the another object. And after that this collect function is responsible to collecting all the names, and all the names what we have to perform here. You want to list, you want to map, you want to set what you want. Then characters come in the picture, and characters here I am using characters to join. We have to join this name all the names with a comma separated value. The joining function characters help to concatenate all the list of names with the all the names with the particular comma separated value. Good. So this is a very useful functions. You can just explore more collect functions, how we are collecting the data. Maybe collecting maybe one object. Here we are collecting strings, one string, string object with a comma separate value. We can also correct the list to set to map any kind of things. Multiple utility classes JDK provided to us. We have to explore more, but here we have used your, this is your source of your data. Stream is the source of your data. From employee source of data, stream take one employee object and pass to the your filter intermediate operations which filter out some. These intermediate operations do some transformation. Collect function is the ternary terminal operator. Okay, so from this statement 1 is the Java support lazy evaluation. Here compiler doesn't do anything. Second, your intermediate operation map. Here compiler doesn't do any operations. Java Stream by default support lazy evaluation. Until really not needed, they are not evaluating any operation till. Just note it down. We have to do something, we have to do something, we have to do something. Until your stream does not invoke any terminal operator. Here is the terminal operator collect. Now I want to collect this information. After that, these all evaluations are performed. So this is the very big feature of Java Stream. They support by default lazy evaluations. A lazy evaluation is help to get as expected output in the case of speed, in the case of performance. So here we have is ternary of terminal operator collect. Okay, collect is used for the collecting your object. So you have more, you have to explore more the collects this terminal operator, and its help to collecting different kind of object, not one string object, maybe map object, maybe string object, and two map object, here to multiple way collectors class have provided the utility classes. So we have to explore as a developer, we have to write code the way the market demanding. Okay, so hope it is useful, and now you are able to understood how we can use collectors to collecting the objects. And if you need this code to play with your own way, how to this work or not, I just uploaded this code in my blog. You can just download and play with up and down, and you have to debug the code and identify how these are works. Thank you. Hope if you have any query, comments, and confirmation needed, just write in comment box. I will try to reply. Thank you.